The stranger's smile. It was raining in New Jersey the night Maria first noticed him. She was standing under the awning of the small diner where she worked, shivering in her thin uniform, waiting for the last bus. The streets glistened like broken glass under the neon lights. The rain wasn't the kind that cleanses, it was heavy, bitter, slapping against her skin like the city itself was punishing her for being poor, for being tired, for dreaming too much. That's when she saw him. A man, maybe in his late 30s, dark coat pulled tight, standing across the street near the liquor store. He wasn't doing anything, just leaning against the brick wall, cigarette glowing faintly in the dark. But when their eyes met, he smiled. Not the kind of smile men throw at women. Not hungry, not mocking. It was something else, gentle, almost sorrowful. The kind of smile that made her feel, for one fragile second, like someone had seen her. Maria quickly looked away, embarrassed at how shaken she felt. But when she dared to glance back, he was gone. The stranger appeared again. A week later, on the subway. Maria was heading home after her second shift. The train was half empty, lights flickering. She spotted him 2 cars down, standing by the door. Same coat. Same quiet presence. And when their eyes met again, there it was. The smile. A strange calm passed over her. For the first time in months, the loneliness she carried, the kind that presses on your chest until breathing feels like a crime, eased. But when the train screeched into her stop, and she turned to see him again, he was gone. Maria had come to America with hope stitched into her very bones. A year ago, she and her little brother Diego crossed the border after their mother died in Mexico. She had promised him a better life, promised him they would find light in this country of lights. But reality was cruel. Rent swallowed most of her pay. Her boss at the diner treated her like dirt. Diego, once full of laughter, now barely spoke. At night, Maria sometimes cried into her pillow so quietly she could barely hear herself. And yet, that smile from a stranger, unexpected, undeserved, began to haunt her. It was as though life had handed her a small secret, that maybe she wasn't completely invisible. The third time was different. Maria had just finished her shift when she realized she had no money for the bus. She started walking the long stretch home, through an industrial part of town where street lights flickered and shadows stretched too long. Her heart raced when she heard footsteps behind her. She turned sharply. It was him. The stranger. He stopped a few feet away, hands slightly raised, as if to calm her. "I'm sorry," he said, voice low, carrying an accent she couldn't place. "I didn't mean to scare you." Maria clutched her bag tighter. "Why are you following me?" He hesitated. Then there it was again. The smile. Soft, almost apologetic. "I see you," he said simply. Something in his tone broke her. Tears welled before she could stop them. She hated herself for it, hated showing weakness to a man she didn't know. He stepped closer but kept his distance. "You look like someone carrying too much alone." Maria wanted to scream at him, demand to know why he cared. But instead, she found herself whispering, "What's your name?" "Daniel," he said. "And you?" "Maria." They stood there in the wet night, 2 strangers in a foreign city, saying nothing. And yet, Maria felt as though she had spoken volumes. Over the next weeks, Daniel appeared often. Always by chance at the subway, outside the bodega, near the diner. He never crossed boundaries. He didn't flirt, didn't ask for anything. He just smiled, sometimes said a few words, sometimes walked beside her for a few blocks. Maria learned fragments about him. He was from somewhere in Eastern Europe, he worked odd jobs, he liked old books. But he never spoke about his family. Never spoke about his past. And Maria didn't press. Because for the first time in a long time, she didn't feel invisible. Then came the night everything broke. Maria returned home from work to find Diego gone. His backpack missing. A note scribbled in messy English, "I'm sorry, Maria. I can't do this anymore. I'll find a way. Don't look for me." Maria's chest caved in. Panic clawed at her throat. Diego was only 16. He didn't know the city. He could disappear into its dark veins, swallowed forever. Without thinking, she ran into the night, searching. She found Daniel instead. He was waiting near the diner, like he knew she'd come. When he saw her tears, he didn't ask questions. He simply said, "I'll help you." Hours later, after running through bus stops, shelters, and side streets, they found Diego near the train yard, huddled against a wall, shaking. When Diego saw Maria, he broke down, sobbing into her arms. "I can't do this, Maria. I don't belong here. We don't belong here." Before Maria could answer, Daniel crouched beside him. His voice was steady, almost fatherly. "I know how it feels," he said. "To believe you don't belong. To want to run until your feet bleed. But listen, sometimes survival is the only victory. And survival begins by not leaving the ones who love you." Diego looked at him, wide-eyed. "Why do you care?" Daniel hesitated. Then, quietly, "Because once, I left someone behind. And I never forgave myself." His smile flickered, not warm this time, but broken. That night, Maria and Diego returned home with Daniel. He stayed outside their building, refusing to come in. "Thank you," Maria whispered. He nodded, that same half-smile on his lips. But when Maria blinked, just for a second, he was gone. Days passed. Daniel didn't reappear. Maria searched the familiar corners of the city, the subway cars, the liquor store wall. Nothing. It was as if he had dissolved into the rain. One evening, desperate, she asked the old man who ran the bodega if he had seen Daniel. The man frowned. Tall guy, wore a dark coat, always quiet. "Yes." Maria's eyes lit up. The man's expression softened with pity. "Mija, he died 2 years ago. Car accident, right on this block. Everyone knew him, quiet guy, kept to himself. Tragic." Maria froze. "No, that's impossible. I talked to him. He helped me. He found my brother." The old man shook his head. "I'm sorry. Maybe you saw someone else. But Daniel, he's gone." That night, Maria sat by the window, staring at the rain. She thought of his smile, the way it carried sorrow and kindness in equal measure, the way it had reached her when nothing else could. Maybe he was real. Maybe he wasn't. Maybe he was just a man broken by this country, or maybe he was something else, a ghost of the forgotten. But she knew this, his smile had saved her. And sometimes, survival begins with that, a stranger's smile in the dark.